Hello, it's Trucker Joe, and I need to do some things. Okay, so there was something I wanted to do in this episode, which is launch a plane. Go to Duna. I'm going to get this rocket motor, because it's the best engine for it. And you'll see why. Like, there won't be a building segment, and you'll see why in a moment. It is because I have already built everything, including the plane, which I could try to throw some footage on screen right now, but it's honestly not eventful. It's literally, I tested it in high atmosphere and it flies okay. It has a really high amount of wingspan. It has a large amount of fuel. Maybe it has too much fuel. It has air brakes to supplement like the yaw and pitch controls. They like actuate ever so slightly, like that's 10 degrees, 10 degrees, 10 degrees, so it's very subtle. And they won't like get stuck. But it's like, it's enough to have like a slight effect, like a slight tug, and like change in the aerodynamic properties required to actually make this fixed wing aircraft fly somewhat stably. Yeah, this is going to be fun. You know the correct protocol. 5, launch. I'm being super subtle here because if I don't, it's going to cause issues. Now, the main rocket motor actually doesn't really have enough fuel, so it's like taking advantage of this. Yeah, as you can see, like the actuators, I'm just going to be adjusting my flight path. Oh geez. Now the biggest issue here is that now that I'm at this point, the plane in the front is causing a lot of excess drag. So yeah. Now I don't want to be too overbearing. Now. Okay, I have to boost to the full thing. Should be getting some proper light in soon. Also, don't have proper lighting on the plane, but it's not necessarily necessary. Yeah, once I get past I'm getting exposed by light. This is actually kind of photogenic. I think I know what the thumbnail is going to be. In fact, just appreciate the beauty of this for a second. I'm done appreciating. Let's keep going. So, I'm going for a direct ascent. I'm not going to try to orbit. In fact, I'm going to directly try to I'm probably going to directly try to aerobrake as well. Now with that thing, next time I'm definitely putting some stuff on that because it should be able to return. Not being able to and having it get dumped in the ocean there is probably not that helpful. Pretty much I still get like lots of debris in orbit. Jeez. And these are like flag bearer. That's not good. How much debris did I leave around Duna, I wonder? Like, I know I left debris around the Sol. So I guess Sol Outpost is not the sole thing orbiting Sol. I'm sorry, I had to go for that pun. So, yeah, Duna hardly has anything. Like, I still have to move the rover, and I probably will, actually. I'll probably try to get it to this artifact, and then I want to try to get the plane to explore any of these points that don't have, like, a significant issue. Here we go. It appears we did it. Now it seems to be about 2,700 that we actually break orbit. The one thing I want to do is I want this to face the sun, more or less. So exposing my solar panels, this is probably blocked, but this isn't. I'm just going to get everything aligned. There we go. So I'm going to set up for this maneuver. Yeah, time to go. It's slightly off from what I wanted, but yeah, I hardly have it, Delta V, so I'm going to use it to try to get into a collision course, and then I'm going to adjust using the nuclear engine, which doesn't have any cooling. I probably should have thought about that, actually. But it should be fine with just a single nuclear engine. But yeah, I'm going to lose signal, at least partway through my journey. But yeah, also another thing I may want to double check. I want hibernation in warp to be auto, and the fact that I accidentally left this off is pretty worrying. But yeah, anyway, I'm likely going to tell it to stay prograde. Actually no, go retrograde. Time for a time lapse, I guess. So yeah, warp here. We still have all the control we need. Okay, I'm rolling over. Get our solar panels back. We're ready to fall into a collision course with Duna. All I need is the collision. Also, I don't need to know where my light is. So there we go. We have a collision course. That's not coming for a while. Now, I'm likely going to do this. Let's perform a separation. There we go. So this is there. I need to make absolutely sure. It appears my debris is also going to be on this trajectory. So now what I'm going to do is I need to figure out how to stall my momentum and get into an orbit that I can recover with. Now, if I recall correctly, I have pretty poor reaction control systems here. Actually, I don't know if I even have an reaction. I don't have any kind of reaction control on this, do I? Like, this thing definitely doesn't have reaction rails, so... And I know I didn't sneak any. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to have to be reckless. Okay, this is going to be super dangerous. 40,000? I don't know what my speed is going to be. If I check like surface, it's pretty high right now. It's only going to get higher. But I can try to get this momentum to just be going backwards. If that's even possible. So yeah. So what I want to do is, well, I may as well tell this thing to go retrograde, even though no matter how much time I spend, it's not going to do anything because there aren't even solar winds. But I do know if I do this. Oh. Should launch the engine. 5. Oh. I'm already like completing it, but I need to be methodical about this. There we go. Okay, so we have an atmospheric entry. So yeah, so what I want is try to get this going in reverse, which is probably not necessarily possible. And that maybe I'm going to need to try to get in closer in the atmosphere, but if I go in too close, then I'll burn up. I have the entire problem, like Icarus problem. So I'm going to try this. There we go. I'm going to time accelerate. I'm actually going slow enough that I could probably just tell it to nosedive and be okay. I'm going to try giving it a command to nosedive. And I'll turn stability assist off. Looks like I managed to make it anyway. So I'm just like slowly regaining control now. I don't know how I salvaged this one, to be honest. Anyway, this is the true test. See if this thing actually flies. I want it to dive. And I want it to enter into orbit, which may or may not happen. Yeah, I'm going to try to force it to nosedive. Actually, I don't want to do that because it's just going to add energy to my orbit. The trick is... Okay, so now I have a method to actually slowing down. Managed to put it on a spin as I left the atmosphere, and it's on the equatorial plane, so I can escape my initial fate. But when it hits retrograde, I just have to punch it. And now I have a much more precarious situation. It does look like we're okay. If I hold my brake button, that actually probably helps even more. Should have my air brakes enabled through this. That probably would have helped, because that slightly increases the drag. Even though they're just control surfaces, it still helps. Looks like we're going to get low enough. Now I just need to figure out where my destination is. I'll probably just land anywhere, to be honest, and then run my proper mission later. I do have an artifact. I do kind of want to go to that artifact. And it looks like we finally made it in the atmosphere. There's that. So, now it's just a matter of, can I actually steer towards this artifact? And should I? So really what's going on is this thing's acting a lot like a rocket. I'm just like setting my angle. So yeah, so now I'm just going to turn around again. And the best way to do that is to twist. So yeah. Biggest issue is that I think I might actually be stalling out. I don't have any like brakes. I'm literally going to try to land as soon as I can. Okay. Now I'm going to deploy gear and then turn this off, then get this up. I want to get my speed back up because I need to get my nose above the 90. Otherwise, big crash. Don't want that. So I want my nose to be up. So there we go. Keep my nose up. I have to use thrust. Yeah, it seems I'm able to fly in this weather. Just, I don't like it. I just, it's kind of scary, actually. Like, in this low of an atmosphere, I can definitely continue flying like a normal plane, though. It's just this terrain is scary. I don't know where I can land. Probably add velocity and go up to 200 again. At least. And keep going this way. I want to turn myself so that I'm more like this. I see a stretch of land that I'm not afraid to land on, so I'm going to quick save this. And attempt it. I'm going to pitch down. I'm going to enable my lights. And then I want to crash and burn. I'm going to try this again and just see if it's possible. Try one last time. Okay, there's only one last thing I can try, and that is turning to north and trying to go that direction. I'm going to try to land on the pole, because I can't see a way to actually land anywhere else. I had tried repeatedly and failed, so yeah. Let's run and transmit a atmosphere analysis. Log gravity data, can't. Log seismic, can't. Pressure, transmit. Temperature, transmit. So let's just get as much science as I can and head north. Oops, 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 oops. Okay. And I stalled. No big deal. And I accidentally... Which one is it? Yeah, I don't have the data because I tried to transmit too many experiments. So I'm going to the North Pole for a pretty specific reason. I can't land anywhere. Like that area that looks flat, I can't even tell if it is flat. I do know that poles in general are going to be flat. At least I'm hoping. This is my last attempt. If I can't make a landing here, then I'm going to just call it. So yeah, so this is a crash compilation. I hope you're enjoying this crash compilation, because I'm not. Want this plus. Okay. Okay, this is it. You know what? That's how it turned out. This is acceptable, I think. I'm going to transmit my atmospheric data. I'm going to grab some extra stuff. I lost all of my yaw control. And I guess I could just say, you guys can take over yaw. This doesn't need to take over pitch, because it doesn't need to. I can disable SAS. No, I can't actually upload the data. So yeah, I can only upload the data if I have sunlight and a full battery. And now I can't even control it. Okay, well, this was a good lesson, I think. So I managed to make something that can fly in Duna, but I didn't anticipate the fact that I'd have to land. So now I have a probe here that is completely defunct. And at least it's going to have long seasons. At least there are going to be long seasons. Wonder if I can take... I can't. Yeah, so what I need are stronger landing gear. Stronger landing gear. Honestly, these wings were not the problem. I need retrograde thrust, which means I'm likely going to come up with a system that has 2 atomic rocket motors facing out the rear and 1 facing out the front. Or like some form of rocketry to actually slow me down. Either that or parachutes, which I could probably put like 17, like several pairs of like parachutes. I'm not sure, but either way, this took me an hour and a half just to land this thing once, and that landing wasn't even a pretty landing. So yeah, I would say this is the best I can do. I'm going to the Space Center. So next time, I'm going to try to send a satellite, and I'm going to try to redo my spaceflight mission. You've already seen me launch one. I just need to design a new craft and try to send that up. My problem was landing, which is something I can't test. So I need to come up with a system to land the craft reliably. And it needs to be something that I don't have to reset. So like there. Although I will probably have the a resettable method just to test once. But yeah, anyway, so my first test for a plane failed. We did manage to somehow make ends meet and land here. So yeah, anyway, I do have to have an orbit here before I even handle that, or actually rather after I launch this satellite. I'm probably going to rearrange these satellites. This one has gone way out of position, so I'm probably going to put it on a lower orbit compared to the others and fix the misalignment issue. because right now there are going to be blackouts, and I want to like try to like correct this, and doing that like after I launch my satellite makes a lot of sense. So anyway, see you next time.